Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from Westchester County, New York. I went on Mark's show last night. I was I think it was episode number 118. I was the last guest on the show, if you want to listen to it. Again, you got about 45 seconds to really get a mountain of information in to tell everybody, and it's frustrating. What are you gonna do? It's fun getting on a show, and talking about this subject, and that is the flat Earth. The subject actually it was talking about was the solar eclipse. I know everybody's been talking about it. I've been doing a lot of homework the last few days, just watching more and more YouTube videos and sifting through the garbage and getting to the diamonds, and it takes time. My beliefs on the solar eclipse, and I was trying to get this through to Mark. I don't think I fully stated everything that I wanted to state, but and this is from Mark Sargent's show. Well, not his show, but he was on a radio show a couple of weeks ago. I caught it on YouTube, and I mean we understand that the moon is creating it's its own light source itself, which means in the shade it's cooler. Oh, well, actually, no. When the moon comes down, it's cooler, and in the shade, it's a different temperature. And then when you get the temperature from the actual rays from the moon, it's cooler than what's in the shade. Just as the sun would be, So it is its own light source, as the sun is too. Which I believe it also has. It could be turned on and off, If you notice the eclipse itself, it was just so perfect. I mean, the circle that was going over the sun was just so flawless. And if you look at these YouTube videos and check them out, you can see, I mean, every eclipse that's out there is just so perfect. And what I mean by that is the circle that's enclosing the sun and blacking it out and turning it off completely. Oh, by the way, it's August 30th. 2017, 7:09 in the morning. I'm a little tired, sorry, because I went on Mark's show. In order for me to do that, his show doesn't end until midnight. And as I said, I was the last caller, so it's a late night, and getting up at 5 in the morning just sucks. It really does. Anyway, that sun behind me right over there, that beautiful yellow ball, if it was actually really being eclipsed by the moon itself, which we all know that it's not being eclipsed by that, or the Earth, or anything like that, there should be some imperfection with the shadow itself. And I understand that the light is just so bright and the shadow is so bright, it kind of makes up for that. But you know what? I don't believe that. There should be some sort of imperfection on there. There should be a little bump of a crater or something like that. I mean, it's just too perfect, where it just blackens out the entire sun. And that's why I believe that the sun has its own shade, shall we say, that just blackens it out, once every whatever. I mean, we do have solar eclipses around the entire world. I don't know how many times a year, quite a few, I think. But I mean, here it only happened once, it was 100 years ago almost. I mean, I do have that thing on my channel with the thing that the eclipse that happened in 1979, but from coast to coast it was once every 100 years. So you can't get the opinions of anybody unless if you ask your grandfather. Now my grandfather was born in 1914. He's no longer with us anymore. So that was the only person from my family that was born in the time that we had this eclipse, and he would have been only 4 years old when the eclipse happened anyway. So there's nobody you can ask. You know, we are the next generation of people now that have seen this eclipse that people will ask about and say, Daddy or grandfather or whatever you may be, how was the eclipse? And my reaction to that, unless if they know anything about the flat earth, it was just marvelous. Another spectacular light show in the sky. Now, my significant other, I brought up with her the other day, trying to just, as I said, I think in my last video, that I pretty much had it. You know, I've had it. I'm just coming out to everybody and just telling them about the flat earth, you know, at this point in the game. You know, instead of beating around the bushes and screwing around here and talking about Hollow Earth and talking about NASA and all this other bullshit, just come out and say it. Just come out, lay it on the table, and talk about it. You know, and you'll see their reaction. You know, if they're not open-minded, they're just gonna go, oh shit, what are you talking about? You know, but just lay it out, talk about it with people, get it out there. It's getting out there to the mainstream. I know the mainstream's, every day that goes on, more and more people are waking up, you know, and whether you're a closet flat earther, whether you're, you know, out there on the street, whether you're putting videos out, I don't care. I'm just saying more and more people are finding out about this, and more people are talking about this. And once it gets to a tipping level, which I believe it is right now, mainstream, the pretty women in their skirts and laughing about whatever and bashing Trump, and that's all they talk about right now. You know, I mean, this disaster's happening in Texas, and I'm hearing very little about it. You know, flipping through the channels, yeah, my cable network is kind of different. You know, CNN and MSNBC, those stations, the evil ones, the vermins in the media, as I like to call them. Even Fox News now has gone downhill. I can't even watch them anymore. They're not even. I mean, when that flood happened down in St. Louis, I mean, it was a nothing 24-hour coverage. You couldn't get any more of it. Now it's like a little taste here and a little taste there, and what Trump is doing there, what the politicians are doing there. I mean, it really is amazing how the mainstream media has just gotten so out of control. They're all over the place, and that's fine, you know. And that's exactly how things have happened, and that's how society. That's what society has become. So I brought up to my significant other the other day, and I told this to Mark. I don't think he really understood what I was talking about. That's very annoying. How does water curve, is my question. How does water curve to make this beautiful picture of the planet that we have? Because it's impossible. Water doesn't curve, it falls to its level. And we're now informed about this, and we know about this. She told me I was crazy. Crazy to even think that. And then she comes back and tells me that she thinks I'm a Freemason, which I don't even understand how she even knows about that shit, because I didn't even really know about it either, because of my initials and my name and the plate that I'm driving around in. It's just gotten so bad, people. It really has. I mean, look, we're all just trying to get the word out to people. I mean, that's all we're trying to do here. So anyway, that's my belief about the solar eclipse. It's just another amazing light show, and it really is a beautiful, spectacular thing. Unfortunately, as I said, I haven't seen a full eclipse before, and I heard it was very empowering. I'm looking forward to it in the next 7 years. That's the next one that's happening here in New York. I think it's 2024 is the next one that's happening. So, and we're getting a full eclipse, 100% saturation. So I will be watching that. Meanwhile, in the next 7 years, God only knows what's going to be happening. You know. Stay safe, guys. Get the word out as much as possible. Talk to people. Go on these live shows. I know I don't like them either, but just get your name out there. Get your word out there, and make friends. You know, in this flat Earth journey that you're going on, because that's what you need, and that's what everybody needs. All right, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say.